He's back. Hey, I appreciate y'all for tapping in the jewels of authority. Um, Wherever you at in life, I wish you nothing but abundance, clarity, and prosperity. Um, Without further ado, I'm back for the third time today. You know they say the third time is a charm. I recorded this video twice, and I was having technical difficulties, which is ironic because it kind of ties into the message. And the message for today is you got to initiate action, meaning you got to get started. Uh, the meaning of initiate is to cause, to start the process. And that's just it. Nothing ever gets done without taking action. So what happens is a lot of times what we do is we get caught up in the planning process, meaning, oh, I have these goals and I'm going to write them down, but I'm going to start next week. I'm going to start tomorrow. I'm going to start next month. Nah, you got to start today. You see, that procrastination, just that delay in willingness to start is directly correlated with fear. So that's basically just fear manifesting itself in you procrastinating. So procrastination and fear have a direct link because fear causes hesitation. And so what you're doing is you're kicking the can down the road uh, instead of confronting your fears, which is, okay, whatever endeavor you're going to embark upon it's going to take some grit. It's going to take some determination. It's going to take some work, but you got to get to it. You got to get to it and you got to get through it. And in order to do that, the first step is action. Now, the planning, that's all good and dandy, but too often we get stuck in the planning stage. And so we'll plan, we'll come up with these masterful plans, but we forget the main part. We neglect the action. And so the action shouldn't be the follow-up. The action should actually be first. And in order for you to hold yourself accountable, so the action is the accountability. And in order to hold yourself accountable, it's not just writing down and setting goals. You have to do more than just simply write down the goals, set them in your head. What you have to do is you have to create systems, practical systems that are going to get you to those goals. Then you have to hold yourself accountable by saying, by any means necessary, I'm going to stick to these systems. And then you have to give yourself performance metrics. How did I do this week? Did I check off each item on my to-do list? Did I get that done? Or did I procrastinate? Did I make an excuse? Say, no, I'm going to start tomorrow. I'm not going to start my workout today. I'm just not in the mood. I'm going to start my diet tomorrow. Today, I'll have Oreo cookies. And then as you create these systems and you hold yourself accountable, then you'll be able to confront the habits that you have that are detrimental to your success. And ultimately, they ultimately just lead to you not staying on your path and not accomplishing your goals. And so what we do is a lot of times, obviously it's the top of the year. So what people will do is say, hey, I'm going to start doing this next top of next year. I'm going to start my new workout. I'm going to start my new diet. And what happens is a week goes past and they hadn't started that new workout or that new diet. A month goes past and they hadn't started that new workout and that new diet. They hadn't started reading that book. They hadn't started that project because they're kicking the can. You got to do it now. So it's something to instant raw action that creates the circumstances that you're looking for. Okay? It's no way around the action. So we can beat around the bush. We can make excuses. But at the end of the day, if we're not taking action, nothing is going to get done. If you're not taking steps towards your goal, it's no way to be successful. It's just impossible. Nobody else is going to do it for you. So you got to accept that. It's not going to get done if you don't do it. And the best way to hold yourself accountable is to stick to the systems that you create. A lot of us have beautiful minds, creative minds, coming up with infinite ideas, just infinite minds, $1 billion ideas. And guess where they are? Guess where these ideas are? They stuck in your head. They never materialized because you didn't take any action. And I get it. Life hits us sometimes. Sometimes, we're at work. We have kids, we have children that we're taking care of, and we caught up in the day-to-day life. But I'm here to let you know that that's no excuse. If you want it bad enough, you're going to make the sacrifice. You're going to make the necessary sacrifices in order to get the results that you want. Meaning, yes, you might be working 10-hour shifts, 12-hour shifts. But guess what? You still reserving some energy to put in that 20 to 30 extra percent that you need to put into your ideas, into your business, into the things that are going to free you from the rat race. So you got to find that energy. In order to get that energy up, you got to eat right, you got to sleep, and you got to exercise. That's what's going to get your energy up in order to pull that extra out of you in order to accomplish your goals. It's no excuses. Put the right foods in your body. We have 100 excuses. Oh, it costs too much to eat this certain way. Hey, kill one of those other vices that you got in order to put the right fuel in your body. Sometimes you got to take a sacrifice. Sometimes you got to take from the comfort and the things that make you feel good to get to the things that actually make you good. So if you got to cut out gambling, smoking, drinking, vices that aren't bettering you, if you got to cut those out, that's something that you got to find within you. You got to find that within you to do so in order to eat right and put the right things in your body. You got to make a sacrifice. Mommy's not coming to hold your hand. It's getting harder and harder. The world is getting more competitive. AI is coming for your jobs. Nobody's safe. So in order for you to counteract what's going on out here, you got to create some motion of your own. And in order to do that, you got to take action. You got to tap into the gifts that you have in order to get what you deserve. There's no such thing as free lunch anymore. I don't know if y'all noticed that. I feel like they spoiled us out here in society, especially in America, where, all of these handouts and things, and now they're taking these handouts back. So you're going to have to tap into your gifts and your unique abilities in order to make it out here. Because just going along to get along and being normal, that's not going to cut it. You see the prices out here. You see them. All I'm saying is, back to the baseline, you got to take action. And action is accountability. Action is holding yourself accountable. So I appreciate y'all for tapping in the Jewels of Authority. I hope I provided you some edification, with some knowledge, with some jewels that you can take and apply them to your everyday life in a practical manner. And with that being said, this your brother Mike, and I'm gone.